Hey everyone, welcome back to more Adeptus Titanicus Dominus. I am DisturbingPuppet. Today I'm just going to do another quick skirmish. Going to play as the Imperium again. Yesterday I had kind of a weird issue when I was recording, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. I did make a few mistakes last time. I was in a big rush, so I made a few errors when I was going over some of the weapons and ended up changing out my gear for my Warhound on the left flank. But overall, things went fine. Alright, so this was the force that I've been using recently. We've got 3 Warhounds, 2 Reavers, and 3 Warlords. So the updates to this game, actually I should preface this first. This game is still alpha, it's early access still. A lot of things are probably going to change. So the models and things they recently updated for the Warlord, but haven't updated them yet for the Reaver or the Warhound. They're working on updating the models, they're working on the campaign, so a lot of things are changing. As gameplay stuff changes, I usually do a dedicated video to it, but I thought it'd just be fun to do some just kind of quick skirmishes, just because it's nice little way to test things out, play around with it. Hopefully sooner or later we'll get the map updated as well. But this is essentially, we've got for my Warlords, I've got 1 Apocalypse Launcher on each one, I've got 1 Laser Blaster on each one, and then we're rocking the dual Volcano Cannons. So the Volcano Cannons are very, very good at taking out enemy vehicles and Titans. They do count as being macro weapons, so basically only Titans and super heavy tanks have a chance to deflect damage from macro weapons. They're also Titan killers, so it's so powerful, even reinforced armor. Not even reinforced armor can deflect its fire. Damage from Titan killer weapons is also often higher than a normal or macro weapon hit. Kind of a better chance to knock out enemy weapons and that kind of stuff with them. So just very, very powerful, as you can kind of see. The Laser Blaster, a bit better against tanks and vehicles than the Apocalypse Launcher. Both have pretty good range. So that's what we're rocking here. We can kind of see the Apocalypse Launcher, Laser Blaster, Volcano Cannon, Volcano Cannon. So we've got those kind of set up. The Reavers, I have the only option up here is the Apocalypse Launcher, and then we're doing the 2 Volcano Cannons on both. So you can kind of see Apocalypse Launcher, Volcano Cannon, Volcano Cannon. For the Warhounds, the standard thing you start with is the Vulcan Mega Bolter. I'm running dual Turbo Laser Destructors on all of them. So you can kind of see it actually switched to one of them, but not the other here. So the Vulcan Mega Bolters don't do much against vehicles, but do fire quite a bit, so it's good to take out shields. The Turbo Laser Destructor fires the same amount, so good at taking out shields, but is much better against vehicles. Costs more. So essentially we've got a 5,000 point force with a bit heavy on the Warhounds. They're really quick, really agile, but can't take a lot of fire. So this is kind of what I've been playing around with recently. I'm thinking about, at some point, playing around with a whole bunch of Reavers, and we'll kind of see how that goes. I'll have to see what I can fit in for the points, just because I like the Reavers. Anyway, kind of keep the same force, keeping the same deployment. We do have a deeper deployment we can go for now. There's 2 ranks of deployment. I tend to prefer the longer range weapons and staying back. If I was going for some close combat weapons, I might put some people a little further up. So we'll see what kind of scenario we get. The skirmishes are sort of random. I've had some that are 6 victory points within 6 turns. Some are 3 victory points within 4 turns. 3 victory points in 5 turns, or just wipe out the enemy. So you do get victory points for grabbing certain objectives, grabbing the enemy's forward operating base, or taking out their most valuable target. So we'll see what pops up. I do feel like I'm getting sick, so I probably sound a little funny. Just kind of stuffed up. Trying not to sneeze as well. But I'm playing around with this a little bit. It's really fun to kind of jump in and do a quick skirmish here and there. There are some scenarios and things to play as well. They've got quite a bit, actually, for a game that's in early access. There's a lot of stuff you can do in this so far. Alright, objectives base mode with 4 objectives to secure and 1 forward operating base per player. Each objective is 1. Enemy FOB 2. Destroy their most valuable unit, 2 victory points. First to 3 victory points wins the battle. Victory is not checked until start of turn 6. So 3 is pretty easy to get, actually. And I get to activate first. So we'll kind of show you what kind of weird setup is that. Actually, I think this is the map that I can't get around the edge. It was one of them that like I couldn't get as far as I thought. They're kind of bunched up here, and they're kind of bunched up there. Kind of odd the way it set everybody up. So I've got kind of my setup as my forward operating base. Taking a look at where the objectives are. There's not a lot of cover. He's got an objective quite close to him there. And that Reaver's awfully far forward. Alright, we've got a Reaver, a Warlord with dual volcano cannons, it looks like. A Reaver with a close combat weapon. A Reaver with a close combat weapon. He's got one of the Bane Lords in the back, along with 3 Warhounds and a Reaver. I haven't actually seen him go for this mobile of a force before for the opponent. Interesting. I don't like this map that much, honestly. Kind of the way it's moved my units around. I'll have to see if I can get around here. There was one of them that I would have sworn, based on the way it looked, that like I should be able to run down the side, but then when I tried, it didn't actually work. So the plan is that I'll use the Warhounds to kind of strip the enemy armor, and then use the other Titans to actually do real damage. And the Warhounds will also try to grab objectives quickly. It's a lot of firepower out here. It's 3 Warhounds in the back. What do I want to do? I feel like I've got too many units on this side. Let's try to adjust a bit. I'm going to see the radius of movement here. If we want to run and not shoot, we can move pretty far. Just want to see if I can actually get out here. Yeah, I think this is the map where actually you can't go down this line, even though it looks like you should be able to. Yeah, that's kind of as far as you can go. Yeah, this one's kind of confusing. I had this issue before where I thought I'd be able to sneak around, planned on it, and then it ended up causing some problems. So I think for now we'll just kind of hide here. You can retain, which means you can have 2 units take an action in a turn, but then you can't do it again on your next turn. At this point, we're far enough away. I'll let the enemy come in. I don't mind giving him actions. He's a lot closer to the objectives, which is a bit of a problem, but we've got 6 turns to worry about it. I might need to try to keep the Warhounds safe and then try to do some damage at range, and then try to run in later to grab objectives that he's already grabbed. Something like that. So you can kind of see the little crown here. This is his unit that's worth the most points, and then mine. All of mine are the same, so it just kind of picks one in the center, I think. So leave me open. Yeah, let's try to get in here with some cover. He's got these Warhounds are probably going to run out and grab stuff, so we'll see about destroying them. Stuff in the center is going to be kind of hard to get. This might be a tough fight, actually. Tougher than I expected, anyway. You can kind of see as I activate a unit, it'll stop flashing. Same for the enemy, so it's really easy to tell who's activated and who hasn't. There's also a ring that's blue on the units that have activated. It's a little hard to see, though, on the map sometimes. Kind of depends on the lighting as well. I feel like the maps are super, super dark, but it could just be my monitor. How far out can I get here? Yeah, same kind of thing where you can't actually go out there. Yeah, that's a pretty risky little maneuver. going to try to use some cover and sneak up a bit here. I'll try to let him advance into range, and then we'll try to light him up next time. I don't mind taking some shots at range, sometimes works out pretty well. You're just less accurate once you're past your maximum range. Now that little warhound is kind of exposed. Let's move in on him and just try to take him out. I'm not going to be that accurate, so we may not actually finish him off. I do have action cam turned off, which kind of follows your Titan as you move and shows you shooting and stuff. It's just harder to keep track of where things are when it activates. So we did do some damage there. It does tend to snap away from the unit you've activated, though, at the end of the turn, which then you kind of miss some of the last few shots going in when you have that off. All that kind of stuff, I'm sure, will get changed or fixed at some point. You will shoot your own guys, so you have to kind of be careful about positioning. Let's just try to finish him off.
Order received. Executing.
If we can get some hits in. Missing with a lot. Yeah, not much hit him. Not so accurate, he's got a little bit of cover as well. Facing does matter in this as well, so you do have front, side, and rear armor. It's not showing me what he's doing. He just moved his Banelord up a little tiny bit. That'll be a main target for me, I think. Can I get over this? Should be. It's a little hard to tell which terrain you can actually step up onto. So from here, I think I may want to try. We've got fairly clear shots at him. It's long range, but let's give it a shot. We can strip his armor. Strip his shields down, and then maybe get a tiny bit of damage. Be nice. You do get some shields back at the beginning of your turn. So we did do a little bit of damage. But if his shields are at 0 and come back a little bit, that's better than leaving him full. Positioning in this, it is kind of important because you do have front, side, and rear armor, but unfortunately, there's no way to kind of set your facing other than the direction you move. So you move, and that's basically it. So I actually want to try to get out of the way here. And we'll try to take his shields out, and then we'll have the Reaver take some shots as well. Try to clear the path.
Order received. Executing.
I do have decent weapons on the Warhounds, so I do have a chance to do some damage if I get the shields down. There, it's like he saved everything. He's actually got more units than I do, which is kind of unusual. Usually I have more. So will I hit my own units here? No, it should be clear. Yeah, we'll just stay back at range. Hit with the volcano cannons, get some damage in. To take out the building, which is unfortunate, because that's some cover. So we did a little bit of damage. Yeah, Warhounds are coming in to try to grab objectives. I'm going to try to stop him from getting them in the first place if I can. hoping I get the initiative on the second turn. I think the previous game I played, I didn't get the initiative ever, so it does kind of make a roll. So you get some shields back. Hey, I get to go first. Okay, so this time I might want to actually take multiple actions on my turn. So he does have some shields back. Just who do I want to damage the most? Warhound here isn't too big of a deal. Out here, I think, is where I need to take some actions.
One man is not an army, but an army must act with one purpose.
So I'm going to try at long range to do some damage here, and then it'll retain. So I should take his shields out, hopefully do some damage. Might even hit the Reaver behind him a little bit. Yeah, Volcano Cannons there didn't do enough. I was hoping for a bit more damage. Unfortunately, he's kind of in the way for my Warlord here. So let's just try to move over behind some cover, and we'll take some shots on the way. Not too likely we're going to do any damage here, but it's worth a shot. Looks like we got a little bit of damage in on him. Hopefully we're going to be in cover. He's parking on objectives. I think with the number of Warhounds he's got, he's probably going to grab quite a few objectives here early on. I don't really want to block myself here. So let's just move a little bit up. Try to take out this Reaver. Oh, he survived. That's too bad. Pretty good damage there for only having 2 weapons. Kind of wrecked my Warhound a bit. And I'm actually going to move at speed here a little bit. Try to target the Warhound here. We'll try to get into more of a position here where we've got some more lines of sight.
Order received.
If we get lucky here, we'll take out the Warhound. Alright, down. He's got just a sliver of health. It's even disappearing as he's moving. Yeah, you see kind of the weird facing here. Why am I that side on to something I was shooting at? I think it really needs something to kind of control the facing a little bit better.
One man is not an army, but an army must act with one purpose.
So who hasn't activated? The 2 Reavers here haven't activated. I could probably take some shots here. Yeah, actually, from where I'm at, I don't even have to move. I can take shots from here. Should be clear. Yeah, let's see if we can just kill him from here, a little bit long range. There we go. Send the next one in. Be my next target. He's got close combat weapons, so he's trying to get in as close as possible. I'd kind of like him to advance here before I take actions and take shots, but I do have kind of some line of sight here. I'll try to get out and then maybe take some shots there. I'm going to destroy this. Some of this is going to get blocked by rocks. We can destroy the buildings, but not anything else. So there's the building. These pillars we can't do anything about. Yeah, barely hit him at all. Oh, by the way. Comes that Bane Lord. Try to stay hidden here a little bit if we can. That thing's dangerous. Which I could just stay put here and also take shots at that Warhound. If we don't move, we're a bit more accurate. Should be clear. Let's give it a shot here. Solid hit. Yeah, tiny bit of damage. Going for the objective. Don't like it. Kind of like to keep him safe if possible and then rush in and grab this later. If I come out in the open, even at long range, his fire will probably wreck me up pretty bad. It does just have 2 Apocalypse launchers, so that shouldn't hurt me too much. I don't think there's much chance to get fire through there. So if I just step out a bit... Yeah, I think the building's going to block those shots, and then this will block the rest. Trying to see if I can go further, but that seems to be the maximum I can go in that direction, which isn't exactly an ideal spot. I might actually want to shift somewhere else. I'm not sure if I can get through my own units, though, to do it. It's kind of risky as well. If I wanted to try to run down this way, I might make it far enough that I have some cover from the Bane Lord, but then we've also got this Warlord here that's going to be a problem. The Warlord in one turn can pretty much take out the Warhound if you've got things relatively in range, and you're not like at extreme range with some major negatives to hit. So if I just stand here, it's not good enough. Gotta go further. Standing out in the open like an idiot. I feel like it might be better just to hang tight here. So basically just give him an overwatch for the turn, and just essentially his way to skip him. He's not going to see anything to take shots at. I just don't see anything useful for movement right now. Try to preserve my light units here if I can. He's got a lot of units here. He just phased through the other one. No, I get first activation again. Okay. So that's a problem. 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 Everything's a problem. He's down shields a little bit. Could just soften him up a bit from here and retain. So we'll do that. Drop his shields completely, hopefully. Maybe get some damage in. Yeah, a little bit of damage. And I think I'll just stay put and take long-range shots.
Executing your order.
I'm going to save my Warlord because I have other targets here that I probably want to go for. Nice to take him out, but I don't think we're going to. And my poor Warhound here is just going to get trashed. Probably dead. Yeah. I could take some shots here at the Banelord. We could also pull back and take shots down here. Trying to get up to here is tempting as well. Let's come on back here. Too much is being blocked there, so we'll go for him.
For the Emperor!
Okay, you can see kind of the weird facing here. Banelord's on the move. I'm kind of letting him get forward. He didn't actually get close enough to that objective to take control of it. That's interesting. He still has the Reaver he could take an action with. We might want to have everybody focus on the Banelord here, maybe. Yeah, let's just hammer the closest guy.
For the Emperor!
Bit overkill. Well, he's firing. Going for my Warhound, it looks like. Yeah, I've got good cover right there. Good, good, good. Okay. So he still has the Warhound and the other Warhound here to activate. I could try to move down here to take shots at the Warhound with my Warlord. Could even use my Reaver as well. What kind of fire lines do I have? It looks pretty clear. Yeah, let's try to take him out before he takes an action. I kind of feel like I should focus everything on the Bane Lord, because he does have a pretty nasty close combat weapon. I don't want him getting closer.
Executing your order.
But instead I'm just going to do this and retain. Hopefully take out the Warhound before he gets a chance to take an action. Missing with our volcano cannons quite a bit, though. Oh, there we go. Nice. One more down. So trying to take out his fast guys.
The tools of our salvation are faith and bullets.
And we'll put you in a bad spot just to shoot at the Bane Lord and try to take out some shields. See if we can knock his shields down, or most of them down at least. Yep, got him down. He's going to end up shooting his own unit. Well, he should have. It looked like it kind of teleported right through. He just barely survived that. If you shoot kind of from behind your own units, you will hit them. And he's kind of forcing me to take shots at that Reaver instead. Totally free here to get hits in. Mostly free there to get hits in. Let's just keep focusing on the Bane Lord. See if I get lucky here. The volcano cannons. Be nice to get the activation first again, but probably won't happen. And if we do, I think we'll go out here on the right and go after that Bane Lord. He's like walking right up to me. That's kind of crazy. No, I do get it first. Okay. Well, that's surprising. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of fire I can throw at the Bane Lord. What I may do is just kind of tuck back into cover here. Take some shots as we go, maybe take some shields down on both of them, and retain. Okay, so we did drop his shields. So I'm relying on my little Reaver here to take out this Bane Lord. I don't know if he's going to do it. The volcano cannons are good. Nice. Are on turn 4. Okay. So he can probably just wreck him up. We've also got the Reaver and the Warlord out here. The Reaver's a little bit banged up. So I might retain again here. Let's just walk forward and just destroy him. And I'll retain as well. Try to take out all of his fast units. There we go. Just took him out. And what I'll do is just have him creep forward, taking shots at the Reaver.
Order received. Executing.
Come on. There we go. Reaver versus Reaver action. Oh, lost a gun. Volcano cannon got blown off there. My Warhound is on fire. Should have clear shots. Let's actually just go ahead and light him up,
Order received.
drop his shields, and then we'll use the Reaver, take some long-range shots. I could also put my Warhound on, or Warlord on Overwatch. So if he moves, we'll take some fire. Meaning we'll take shots at him, that is.
Man is not an army, but an army must act with one purpose. I am with the machine spirit.
Man, he's got all of these under his control. I really need to keep that Warhound alive if I can. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do an Overwatch here.
Emperor's command.
So if he moves, we'll take shots. Anytime now. There we go. Okay, so he actually took more damage than I did in that exchange.
Submit to the will of
So my last unit. I think we've got clear shots here.
For the Emperor!
Throw some more fire in. He lost a gun already. Yeah, nice. Alright, we're clear here, so the Warhound can just run in and try to grab objectives. And I get the activation again. That's interesting. He's only got... Does it just have one guy left? He does just have one guy left. Okay, maybe I'll just go for a kill then. I can't believe you're still alive.
man is not an army, but an army must act with one purpose.
Don't have great lines of sight for shots. Let's go ahead and go for it, just to do some damage.
Order received. Executing.
Got both of our guns still. Use him to strip all the shields. Yeah, knocked off a weapon. Nice. Well, I can also look at the enemy Titan's information. I can look at my own as well. So I look at my own unit data. And if I click on the enemy, then I can open target data, see what they've got and stuff. What kind of angles can I get from my Warlord? So if we blow up the building, I think... Now, we've got rocks in the way. Rocks will block anything. So we are actually better off shooting here, it looks like. Or we could try to move around. What kind of paths do we have? Nothing good, actually. If I go the other way where I have some open shots, I'll end up shooting my own guy, which is what I'm trying to avoid. So let's just see what we can do here. We only have one volcano cannon, so pretty unlikely we'll take him out. He's gonna die. Pretty sure. Yeah. Goodbye, brave Warhound.
One man is not an army, but an army must act with one purpose.
So I'm just going to set myself up for next turn.
Executing your
We'll
order.
run around there. He doesn't have any other units, so I can now pretty much freely take actions. You can kind of see I'd like to face the enemy, but then I'm facing the direction I was moving.
One man is not an army.
What can we reach?
Act with one.
Let's go park on top of that objective.
Executing your order.
So much wreckage here. And he's got nobody left.
Of our salvation are faith and bullets.
Run up with the Reaver. The Reavers are actually fairly quick. Well, everything's quick compared to the Warlords. So even running, not that far I can go with these guys.
The Emperor's command.
Kind of zoom in a bit. So you can kind of see, zoomed in, sort of the detail difference now. The Warlords versus the other units that haven't been upgraded. So especially zoomed in, quite a bit of a difference now in the models. But usually I'm just not playing with it zoomed in like this. Pretty cool looking. Alright, maybe I could get a shot over that way. Maybe. There's a lot of stuff in the way. Sure, let's try for it. There's a building in the way, but destroy that. Not sure if there's rocks blocking everything else, though. We're getting some shots in there. Oh, blew his other gun off. And that's it. Just barely. I had to grab that objective on that turn, or kill him. So if I hadn't grabbed the objective, would have been in trouble. So I think it said, yeah, from turn 6. I think the introduction said at the end of turn 6, but it seems like it's the beginning of turn 6. So I'm glad that I ran out and grabbed that. It was close enough to be able to do it. If I hadn't been able to do that, I actually would have lost. Because I couldn't quite bring enough firepower to bear to kill his last Titan. But anyway, that's just kind of a little quick sample of a little quick skirmish. Kind of showing how things work at the current phase. I'm kind of hoping we'll have things like maybe weapons being taken offline temporarily, maybe allocating crew inside your Titans to things like repairs, or maybe getting a weapon active again, or focusing on getting your shields back, like maybe actually being able to make some of those choices each turn. The other thing I'd like to see would maybe be facing. I'd like to be able to control my facing, even if it reduces my movement. I want to be able to face the way I want, because facing is pretty important. Maybe being able to individually target my weapons as well, which is something I think I could do back in the old board game. I could fire certain weapons at certain targets. And of course I'd also like to see some things with some of the different Titan Legions, maybe having certain different bonuses, kind of little mild bonuses for range or crit chance or movement with certain weapons or certain Titans under certain conditions, things like that. Nothing really major, but anything to kind of give a little bit of extra flavor to it. But anyway, that'll be it for this little quick show of little skirmish in Adeptus Titanicus Dominus as things are now. Again, it's an early access game, so a lot of this stuff's probably going to change, but I've been having a lot of fun playing around with it, so I just thought I would share. Anyway, thanks a lot. Hopefully I will see you all again some other time. Have a good one.